Sup flappers, welcome back to another video. I know I've been gone for it feels like an eternity now, and for people who are new to the channel, welcome. I talk about Genshin Impact, make content every day except for the last day, and yeah, I'm so excited now that I come back. There's a new Kazuha demo dropped, there's a new Kazuha Banner drop, there's a new event weapon banner dropped, and we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to talk about why there's a bit of problems. There's a bit of problems floating around, especially for people who are earlier to mid-game players. May seem to be kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place with this banner. Alright, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about the weapon banner and why you should or should not be pulling on these banners. I'm going to do my best to help you out if you're an indecisive person, or if you feel like that there are just too many options coming up like in the next few patches. And I'm going to try to guide you guys. All right, so like, subscribe if you think this is going to be helpful, or maybe wait until the end and then you find out whether it's helpful or not. So let's start with the character banner. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to straight up tell you what it is. This banner, to me, as somebody who's been playing this game since the game's launch back in September 28, 2020, this looks like a beginner banner to me. And why do I say that? So one of the main reasons is we had a banner that's quite similar to this. If you guys recall back to Albedo, yes, Bennett is on the banner. We memed about it a lot. We took Bennett, put it in the 5-star position, and I took the 5-star, put it in Bennett's position. And essentially, we may be looking at a similar situation, but I don't want to encourage that kind of thinking here. Okay, while Bennett is a very great unit, it's also really good that he only really needs one constellation to reach his peak, meaning you actually don't need multiple copies. You don't need 4 copies. You don't need him to get to C2, C5, C6. In fact, you try really hard to not get him to C6, especially for people who find it difficult to hold back. You know, you see these red exclamation marks. People who find it weird and can't hold back, you really don't want to get Bennett to high constellation. So that leaves us, for most players who have been playing this game for at least, I want to say, 4 months, right? After 4 months playing this game, you're essentially an endgame player. So what I am directing this to are the people who are relatively new. So if you started playing this game in the previous patch, patch 1.5 or patch 1.4, this banner potentially could be really good for you. But there is a catch, all right? Of course, there is always a catch. Currently, Razor is the weak link on this banner. He's kind of like in the same role Barbara was in previous banners. And why do I say that? I don't want to be mean and I don't want to disrespect Razor players. It's just the fact that Razor only essentially slots into one position. It's kind of weird actually nowadays to say that, because almost every single character, especially the better ones, if you are familiar with tier lists, the higher up you go when it comes to tier lists, the better some of these characters are and the more roles they can facilitate in a team. And what happens is Razor essentially is only really good as a main DPS. Now, there are people who can try to make Razor work as a support DPS. First and foremost, that's very debatable. Depends on how you want to say work. Yes, he could work as a support DPS, but really he's just a main DPS, all right? And we have Rosaria, which is a bomber of a unit, and I'm not just talking about her figure, I'm talking about her utility. Great support DPS, great support overall. And it's really good to pick up a cryo central unit like Rosaria. She has off-field support for cryo application. And then of course we got the man himself, Kazuha. Now trust me, this banner will be made or broken by the efficiency and how good Kazuha is. We can't touch on that just yet. I don't want to spread misinformation. So I'm going to leave that for until after I pull him, test him, run him with all the different teams that I can possibly think of, try different synergies, maybe try little gimmicks that I know he has great setup for a lot of potential. He has mini vortex, and I think playing him in a quick swap team is going to be great. So all in all, this banner is likely for people who are relatively new to the game. You know, you're still maybe missing a DPS for the Abyss. Razor can definitely fill that role. You still need Bennett, or you only have C0 Bennett, or you currently are lacking a solid cryo support DPS or support. And especially pairing her with Diona is going to be really solid. You don't have Ganyu. Getting the cryo resonance with Rosaria is absolutely game-changing for certain teams. For the older players, if you've been playing this game for like 4, 5, 6 months, this banner to you likely won't be looking that juicy. But if you have any particular favorites on this banner, let's say you just want C6 Rosaria and you really want Kazuha and your Bennett is, you know, C0, hey, go for it. But as we all know, if you are looking to get a certain 4-star on the character banner, miHoYo will make sure that you get a certain other 4-star on the character banner, maybe like 69 times. But hey, that's just part of the game. Pull with caution. I only suggest you pull. Don't really try to snipe a single 4-star. Let's say you really want C6 Rosaria. Maybe wait. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Like you don't want Kazuha. You have like C4, C5 Bennett. You have C6 Razor. You have like C1 or C2 Rosaria. Don't do it. All right. Do yourself a favor. Don't do this to yourself. Trust me, you'll end up being featured in people's channels. They're like, hey, this is the guy who's dropped $400 trying to get C6 Rosaria. Let's take a look. Don't want to be that guy, all right? So let's go to the weapon banner. Now, okay, the weapon banner. And this is something I want to talk about. The weapon banner here is... How should I put this? Weapon banners are always a trap, alright? We always keep saying weapon banners are traps, and beginners, noobs, low spenders should never touch the weapon banner. And for this one, I almost wanted to say this could be a pretty decent one to go for, but after looking at it, to be honest, the Skyward Atlas, while it's a good weapon, it just doesn't stack up to some of the crit rate weapons and how good it is. This weapon demands you to have really good artifacts. Like, I have this weapon, and I really wish I had the Sacred Prayer weapon, if I got that correct. It's the crit rate Catalyst 5-star. I really wish I had that. That one would make my builds a lot easier. It's going to be able to beef up a lot of my characters better. While this weapon is great, I feel like it is slowly getting power crept. So to be honest, this 5-star kind of already breaks the banner for me. And the weapon, to be fair, I think it's gonna be alright. And it's really weird for these weapons because oftentimes you find that these weapons don't even work the best on the characters they were designed for. Really, some testers are gonna take this weapon and test it on a bunch of characters and realize, holy smokes, wait a minute, this weapon actually works better for... It's a sword, right? So better for let's say Jean, or better for Bennett, or better for whoever. It's weird and it's really bizarre. So to be honest, these two 5-star weapons are probably the worst pairing for a weapon banner in a while. If they change this catalyst to something better, something more desirable, Jade Cutter, I don't know, double swords, I don't know, something that's more desirable, or the Primordial Jade Spear or some sort, I think I would have been really tempted. But Skyward Atlas, no. The 4-star weapons are actually really solid though, okay? While the 5-stars are kind of doo-doo, the 4-star weapons on this banner is quite stacked. I would say the worst one is the Spear, because you really require specific characters to utilize it. Particularly Xiangling. So yeah, that's really one of the characters who can really benefit from this spear. But apart from that, all the other weapons are pretty solid. So if you only want to spend like 10-20 pulls and you're like, oh, I'll be happy getting any of these weapons, yeah, maybe 10-20 pulls wouldn't hurt you too much. All right, so that's gonna be it for this. I'm so excited. Listen, people, I'm gonna be doing an 800 summon pull session today in a couple hours here in the afternoon. It is blazing hot in my room. I am getting cooked alive. And yeah, maybe come and roast me along with chat. Looking forward to it. And gonna be making a big giveaway announcement, so look forward to that. Thank you all for supporting me. Thank you all for watching. And remember when I said in the beginning, if this was helpful, like, subscribe. Maybe this is time to make that decision. And while you are doing that, I'm gonna peace out, and I'll see you all later in the live stream. So until then, stay safe and peace.